everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to a video that, according to a poll on my Instagram, 98% of you said you wanted to see. So today we are doing another full face of Makeup Revolution, but I will say it includes I Heart Revolution and Revolution Pro as well, because they're all like sister brands and they're all affordable. So there's some from each category. The main thing though, and the reason this video is a little bit later than I planned, was because they launched a new foundation, the matte base foundation, and I wanted to wait to get this to try it out because I have used the other two foundations to death on my channel. I love them both so much. So I wanted to try the new foundation, the new concealer, and also the new powder. My second quandary was I have 1,000,001 Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palettes and I couldn't decide which one to use. I'm pretty sure I've used most of them on my channel already, so I wanted to use one that I've never used before, and it is the Revolution Creative Volume 1 palette, which looks like this. First of all, the packaging is gorgeous, and then the insides are so inspiring to me. This is the look that came out of the makeup. It's probably going to be quite a long video, Sunday morning video most likely, but I really hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. We're going to talk a lot about new products like the eye glistens, the new primer, things like that, as well as some old favourites. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into it. So Makeup Revolution recently launched a bunch of the Cut Crease Canvas, which is a full coverage eyeshadow base for cutting your crease. However, they've also just released the Prime and Lock Longwear Eyeshadow Primer. So that's what we're going to use to prime the eyelid, and then we'll use this to cut the crease, and then therefore we get kind of best of both worlds. So I'll zoom in while we do the eye, because obviously I've had a practice on this side, and then we'll move on to the rest of the face because I'm so excited for the foundation, I can't even tell you. But let's get this eye out of the way first, because this palette has been intriguing me for some time now. So yeah, let's jump in. So this is in the shade, I don't think it's got a shade, I think it's just this. And I will say, having tested it on the other eye, you can see it does have colour to it. It is not as pigmented or as like thick or as like the P. Louise base as the Cut Crease canvas is. This is definitely just like a thinner primer, but it does cover up like redness and things on the eyelid, so it does work in that way. But I do prefer the Cut Crease canvas as a base already, just on testing this once. So that is all smoothed and blended out now. Just pat over it with my finger. Where's my brush? So the first shade I'm going to take is this deep purple. Is it purple or is it blue? I don't know. It's called Individual. I like that the names are printed on the actual palette. And I'm going to take this all the way through my crease and pigment. I'm not going to go too in depth on this eye look. I'm really just wanting to like show you me applying the shadows and see how this palette kind of performs. But so far I am really impressed, and I was when I swatched it. I'll try and insert some swatches just now while I'm buffing out the edges of this, just so you can see a bit better what the palette looks like swatched. Then I'm taking this bottom purple called Formative, which is another matte. There is a lot of powder kick up in the pans when you dip in, just for your information. I don't find this shade particularly pigmented, but it is just kind of buffing out the edges of that one. Then I'm dipping into this bright pink, which is called Colour. And this one is pigmented. This one's very pigmented. It's a really good pink. I'm not using Makeup Revolution brushes because I really don't have any, to be honest. And then I'm going to pick up the shade Quirky, which is this like baby pink shade here. There's so much kick up in the pan, can you see all the dust around it? And I'm just going to blend that all the way around everything. And then I'm going to go back in with that bright pink colour, which is called Colour, and try and soften this deep purple edge, because it is still pretty harsh. So I do think these shadows apply really well, and they're very pigmented, as you can see. I'm not really having any troubles with them. Like, they're not hard to blend, they're pigmented, they're just very dusty in the pan. And I will be interested to see when I wipe this off if they do stain my eyelid. And then I'm just gonna pick up a tiny bit of the shade Abstract, which is this like peachy shade here. Just go around the top. Just wanted to use lots of different shades, so that's why I'm adding that in. And then I'm going to pick up the shade Black Heart, which is black, and focus this on the outer V. It's a really nice black, actually. Pretty pigmented. The outer corner, and then the outer V. We'll come back to blending. We're going to go in and cut the crease. This is the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas Full Coverage Eyeshadow Base, and this is the white one, so this is the shade Halo, which I wanted to use to try and make this like turquoise pop. So we will do that now, obviously. So I'm taking it on a little brush like I always do. A lot comes off on the applicator. This is supposed to be like a brush to apply it, but so much comes off on the applicator that I could never do like a good cut crease using that. So I'm just gonna do what I always do, put it along the lash line, open my eye, and then I'm gonna follow that line up. So you can see it is pretty pigmented. And you can kind of layer it, but you don't want to do too thick a layer because then things can get a bit crunchy and not that nice. They do have lots of different shades of these as well. I just chose to use the white one because I've not tried it yet. But they've got like a more like my kind of skin color, and then a deeper one and a deeper one as well. So kind of like covering all bases. Good pun. So yeah. There we go. And then I'm just gonna tap out the edge, just so that it's easier to blend. And so now that I think that glitter glue is a much better base for metallic eyeshadows, even if you wet your brush, like I still think glitter glue is a way better option. I picked up the Revolution glitter glue. It comes in this little tube here, so I'm just gonna like squish a little bit out onto the base of my mirror because that's where I tend to do it. And I'm just gonna put that all over where I put that concealer. Just gives metallic shadows just something much more to cling to even than this like cut crease base. Honestly, instead of spraying your brush, try a little bit of glitter glue and I bet you'll have a good experience. And to fill that in, I'm using the shade Inspired because I feel like that's the most kind of contrasting color in this palette. It's also like a really popular color right now, this kind of like minty aqua kind of color. I don't know if it's this palette or the base that I'm using, but I do just want to point out, because I was noticing it on the other eye, now I'm noticing on this eye, my eye just feels a little bit watery. So I don't know if I'm like reacting a little bit in some way to one of the products that I've used so far. And it just feels a little kind of runny in the corner. And I don't have sensitive eyes or anything like that. So I feel like with that base and that glitter glue, I've got a really nice colour payoff from that like aqua colour. And then I just want to blend in the edge. So I'm going in with a little bit of that lighter purple called Formative. I'm just going to kind of blend the edge. Just a pinch. Even a little bit of pink, just because I did it on the other eye. And there's a fly in my room and I can hear him buzzing around. Then I'm going in with the new Revolution Eye Glisten, and I'm just taking the glitter shade. That fly is really annoying. This is in the shade Yours Truly, and I'm taking just the glittery side, which if I swatch it, ignore that bit of glitter there. It's like this kind of, I'd say rose gold glitter. And I'm taking my little fine liner brush and I'm just going to go around the edge just like I did on that side. It's quite a sheer glitter. You would have to build this up if you wanted this to be really statement. And I don't know, maybe I will do 2 layers, but I did find with 1 layer I did get just that nice kind of sparkly effect on the outer corner of the cut crease. I think I will give it the best chance possible and do a 2nd layer, but I'll do that once I put my liner on. This is the Revolution, the Liner Revolution. I think it's their most like basic black felt tip eyeliner, and I'm just gonna put on a thin to thick black wing. This is not a favourite eyeliner at all, and it is new. I've not used this before, but I find that it's not very pigmented, so I took quite a long time on the other eye really building up the pigment, so I wouldn't recommend this one. I want to try the Renaissance one in that like really pretty rose gold packaging. So let me just work on this liner for a good like 10 minutes and then I'll be back and we'll move on. Okay, 10 years later, literally 10 years later, I've aged 10 years trying to put that liner on. I'm going in with a second eye glisten, this time in the shade Dreamland, and I'm using the gold glitter. And we're going to do a gold glitter accent on the black liner. Don't get that liner, it's not good. I'm just going to do this in the center. Because I need to use glitter in every look or it's not me, is it? This glitter seems a little bit more pigmented than the light pink one, but maybe it's just because this is a darker shade. I'm gonna do 2 layers of this. I'll do a 2nd layer over here. So what I'll do is I'll clean up my fallout. I'll probably just throw on a pair of lashes. I don't obviously have Makeup Revolution lashes. We'll zoom out and we'll move on to face. We'll move on to the new product. That's what I'm complaining about. Hold on. I need to do my under the brow highlight. I'm taking my last eye glisten in the shade Adored by You. Same little liner brush. Glitter side, because it's a really, really light baby pink. And I'm going to put this under my brow bone as well. Just for a little bit extra satin, you know. So first of all, I'm going to moisturise. I'm going to use the Hydration Boost Moisturiser. I really like this. I use it all the time. It's a good moisturiser all round. Makes the skin feel real good. Just like feels like water. It's like you're rubbing water in your face once you start rubbing it in. Then I'm going to use the Super Fruit Extract Antioxidant Serum and Primer, because you gotta prime, apparently. Honestly, I just love the colour of this. It looks like holographic and like really pearly. Plus like dripping stuff on your face is like so Instagram. And it smells really nice. And I just feel like because I'm going in with a matte foundation, I should really hydrate my skin nicely. I have harped, raved on, used them a million times on my channel. These two foundations, the Conceal and Define is fantastic. I love this foundation so much. I now have 4 bottles of it. And also the Revolution Pro Foundation drops, I think, are amazing. Medium to full coverage, just beautiful on the skin. But we today are here for the very new matte base pore blurring full coverage foundation. I picked shade 5, which I think is going to be too dark for me, but I'll just like put on a high neck top. So I'll go wet my sponge and then we'll jump into this bad boy. And I do also of course have the powder and concealer to match, so give me 1 second till I actually organize myself and then I'll be back. So this was £5. I'm going to put it on half of my face and see what happens. It says full coverage and it's definitely too dark, so whatever. I don't even think it is too dark, to be honest. Very easy to blend with a sponge. I'd say 1 layer is a solid medium coverage. Not quite full, but definitely a good solid medium. So I've turned down my beauty light so you can see that a bit better on my skin. That is it compared to no makeup, obviously. I do feel like my skin does have a bit of like dewiness to it, but this does feel pretty matte. Like I'll still definitely powder it, but it doesn't feel like super tacky. But that is one side to one side. Definitely evened everything out. I like it so far, for sure. As much as Conceal and Define, not so much, but I'll need to keep testing it. So I'll quickly just do this side and then I'll see if I feel like I need to do like another thin layer. But honestly, I like this so far. I don't think Makeup Revolution have brought out a foundation recently that I haven't liked. No, that's a lie. I didn't really like the foundation stick. I didn't hate it by any means, but I've certainly like not reached for it since I did my first review of it. But the liquid foundations, I'm really enjoying. So of course now we move on to the concealer. I am very worried about this because it's a stick concealer. This is the matte base concealer, full coverage concealer. I haven't used a stick concealer in years and I'm worried about this, but we're gonna try it anyway because that is the point. We will cream contour as well, so we might do that first. So I'm gonna use C10.5 in the Conceal Define Concealer just to contour because I want to do like full makeup, you know what I mean, like cake face. So I'll just dot this around it and just quickly cream contour. I'll literally just put a splodge of it there. Great. So this is what it looks like. You get, how many grams? I don't know, I'm gonna need to lift up this sticker. This was £3 and the foundation was 5 if I didn't say. 8 grams of product in here. In the foundation you get 28 mils. So this is shade C3. I'm gonna put it on as I usually would put on concealer. It is very creamy. It's not dragging my skin at all. But let's see what the coverage is like. It is blending out really easily with my sponge. And it's very brightening where I've put it. It's not like disrupting the foundation underneath it. Okay, I'll be completely honest, I came into this fully expecting to hate this concealer because I've not used stick concealers in years. Like back in high school when you put them on your lips as lipstick with a bit of lip gloss over the top. But this is definitely like the next generation of stick concealers, and it's got a bit of dewiness to it. In fact, I feel my whole face has a bit of dewiness to it. Like it's not mega matte, but I did use 2 really nice hydrating products beforehand. And I do feel like my under eyes look brighter. And I don't feel like the need to go in with another concealer. Or even more of that concealer. Like, that blended out beautifully. We are being a shock today. And then the third product is the matte base powder. I got shade P3. This is what it looks like. It's a lot bigger than what it looked like online. Quite like the packaging. Let's give this a go. So just gonna pat this powder all over my skin. See if it changes it, oxidizes it, is what I'm worried about. That's what I always worry about with a new powder. Or if it gets like really cakey, doesn't smell of anything. I just want it to go on and then make me feel really secure that my makeup isn't going anywhere. It doesn't seem to add coverage. It does just seem to take down any shine, which is obviously what most people use powder for. I'm just gonna try and use it under my eyes, but usually if I don't bake, my under eyes just crease so badly. Did I say that this was shade P3 and it was £3? Because if I didn't, that's what it is. So I do feel like it's taken down like 99.9% of the shine on my face, like the dewiness. I still have a wee bit. Maybe it's just my inner glow. Well, let me see. No, it doesn't look cakey. Hasn't gathered weird. Didn't disrupt the foundation. I've got no like dry patches. I still think it looks good. There's the Lighting Lord. So that's foundation powder and concealer. I mean, really good coverage on the foundation. I feel like the concealer it's brightened where I like to be brightened, but I do feel like my under eyes do look like more kind of shadowy than usual. But overall, very happy with how my base is looking. I think it looks really good. I'm so glad I like that foundation. It's not sitting in my fine lines yet. Yeah, it looks good. I'm just gonna use my old favourite contour kit. I've used this a million times on my channel. It's just my favourite. I've hit pan on 2 of the shades because it's just so good. This is the Ultra Pro HD Powder Contour and this is in Fair It's amazing. If you're fair skinned, I would highly recommend it because it's just great, and it's £8 for 8 powders. Win-win. It's just a great contour kit overall. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I love it. Let's bronze. So I've got two bronzers from Makeup Revolution. Where is it? I was just swatching it. I've got two. So I've got the I Heart Revolution Summer of Love bronzer, which you know I love. I use it all the time. It's got a slight sheen to it, but it's also just like the perfect colour for me. It reminds me of Benefit Halo Light, just with a bit of sheen. But then I've also got this Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer in Ready to Go. But this honestly seems more like red. Yeah, it's quite a reddy toned bronzer. I don't know if that'll pick up on camera. So I'm going to use my Summer of Love because it's trusted and tried and loved, as the name suggests. This is really inexpensive as well, and it is just one of my favourite bronzers. Like, even on days when I'm like doing like makeup to go out or a special occasion, like I'll pick up this bronzer over like high-end bronzers because I just love it so much. Everything's going over this base as well really, really nicely. And my under eyes aren't creasing that badly. They are creasing, but that is honestly to be expected from my under eyes. They are no good at not creasing unless I bake, but I wanted to just try that powder on its own. I have 1,000 Makeup Revolution highlighters. Where is it? I've got these two. These don't roll away. I've got this star one from, I'm pretty sure this is I Heart Revolution, yeah, from I Heart Revolution. I've got Peach Light, which is like a really old favourite, or I've got the Supreme one. I think I'm going to use the Supreme one, and it works every time. It's such a good highlight palette. This is really, really inexpensive as well, and it's so pretty. I might mix it with the gold one in the middle. Just gonna go betwixt them. But you see what I mean? It kind of looks like I've got highlighter on already. Look at that glow. It's so nice and so affordable. And then for blush, I'm going to use this Revolution Ultra Blush palette just because it's got a heap of choice in it. And I'm just going to mix a few shades together, plonk them on the old face. Probably like this pink and peach here. These two I'll just mix together. My battery is about to die. Okay, I'll change my battery. I'll just finish off my under eyes for all my lashes as well because I'm not going to do anything dramatic, and then I'll be back and we'll finish off with lips and like setting spray. So I just threw on some pink and purple lashes. You know the drill. Now for lips, this is where we're kind of encountered a problem. Small problem. I have a lot of stuff around me. It's literally chaos. I only have a couple of Makeup Revolution lip products, and that includes what came in the mystery bag, because in the mystery bag came the Retro Luxe Matte Lip Kit in Glory, which is literally like a deep poo brown, and I'm not using a poo brown. And then I also have this very purple lipstick, which probably would go with this look. I just don't really want to use that. I want to go nude, I'm not gonna lie. So I've got this like pinky purple, which this is like one of their £1 lipsticks. But the thing that I've actually want to use is the Revolution Matte Liquid Lipstick, I guess. This is in the shade Buff. which looks like this. And you know me, I like a really pale nude. So I thought, well, if this isn't pale enough when I put it on, I'll buy this Revolution £1 concealer and pat it on top to make it really, really pale. So I'm going to put this on, and then if we need to make it paler, we can. But hopefully this is actually matte and not a gloss, because that would not be good. I have the driest lips right now. This smells really nice though. That is the colour on there. It's actually pretty pale, it's not that dark at all. I need a lip liner just to even up the edges and overline my lips majorly. I use this lip liner all the time. It's in the shade Classic, so I'm just gonna like completely overline my lips. See, because I don't have my side lights on, I feel like you can really see my tear troughs and it's really irritating. So hugely overline my lips and then went back over it with the liquid lipstick to really kind of blend it in, and now I am going to use that concealer, which is the Matte Effect concealer. I'm just going to like put a bit of it on my finger and hope that I can kind of lighten this a little bit. Because you know me, I like a lighter nude. I've just like coated my lips in that concealer and now I feel like they just look grey. Also my lips are so dry. But we're gonna leave it at that. Okay, so last step is setting spray. So I've got the Glow Revolution Prime Set Glow, but I don't want to put that on because that does leave like a shimmer cast, and I would have used it maybe if I hadn't already put my lipstick on, but I have, so I'm going to use the Revolution Pro Supreme Matte Finishing Spray, and I think it kind of fits with a matte foundation. So that's what we're going to use. It's got a fairly decent spray, it's a little spitty. Doesn't really smell that nice. Doesn't smell horrible, just doesn't smell nice, you know. And this is what we're looking like. So let me go do something with my hair, take off my pajamas, which I'm still in at 16:59, and I'll be back in a moment. So this is obviously the finished look. I am really happy with how things came out. I'm just annoyed that like my under eyes look so sad, but it's my face. I'm not sure of the lip. I was struggling to find a lip that I really wanted to use, to be honest. But apart from that, this palette, whatever it's called, the Creative Volume 1, really impressed me. I mean, I don't think my eyes look drugstore at all. These are really pigmented, really enjoyed these. Would recommend this palette. I think it's £10, and I think if you want to pop a colour then it's really fun, but there's a lot of neutrals in there as well. And I will say the metallics in here are slightly underwhelming, but use them with a glitter glue underneath and then they're bomb. I guess the main thing to talk about is the base product. I really like this foundation a lot. And now, I mean, it is darker than my body, you can probably tell, but I'll still wear this all the time. You will see this in videos because I love how my skin looks, and I feel like it's more of a satin matte than a matte, and they were making quite a big deal of it being like the matte, you know, because not everyone can wear shimmer, not everyone can wear dewy, but to me it's definitely more of a satin matte, even though obviously I've added highlighter and stuff. Like it never really went super matte, and it's very comfortable, it's easy to blend. The concealer, I do need to test this more, because whilst I felt it was very highlighting, I'm not sure. No, I mean, it's definitely got medium coverage. It's got good medium coverage, but it's not full coverage like it claims. I definitely though prefer a liquid concealer. I actually bought this super size Conceal and Define in C2 because I do really like this concealer, and I find that the little small ones just run out so quickly. So I wish I'd put a bit of this on as well, just to kind of amp up the coverage. But for £3, give it a go. It's not bad, and it is not like a stick concealer from the 90s. The powder matted down my face. I feel very secure. I feel like I can touch my face and it's not going to come off. It's just a standard powder. I mean, I don't see what the huge difference is kind of between this and this, to be honest. I mean, they're so similar. I'll always stand by my old favourite contour kit. This blush palette is really pretty. Makeup Revolution do good blushes. If you want a really beautiful bronzer with a sheen, try the I Heart Revolution Summer of Love. This is honestly one of my favourite bronzers in my entire collection. Not just because it's in this video and it's Makeup Revolution, it's one of the best bronzers in my whole entire collection, hands down. The Cut Crease Canvas, I don't think this is the one I used, no, this is the one I used. I really like this, and I would get this over the P. Louise just because it's easier to get. Yes, you get less amount of product in the bottle. It caused like such a stir on Instagram, and I was like, it's better value than P. Louise. Because if you order from P. Louise, you're going to have to pay £15 because you have to order it online, whereas you can go down and buy this for what, £5 or £6, and yes, you get less product, but it's way easier to get and you don't have to pay postage and stuff, you know what I mean? And I also prefer using the Cut Crease Canvas than the Prime and Lock. This is fine, this is just better. This is more like P. Louise, and it's a thicker, tackier, more full coverage base, so I would recommend that before the Prime and Lock. I really like these eye glistens, and I have a video, it won't be up yet, I think this video got first, where I used these in another video, so this wasn't a first impression of these, where after a few hours of having the metallic shade and the glitter on top, they did crack on my eyelids, so I need to play with them more. But certainly just having the glitter, no cracking or anything, is absolutely fine. I think these are worth £6 because you get two different products. And this shade here, what's it called, Dreamland, is so gorgeous. It's probably the one I'd recommend the most. And I think that's everything kind of mostly that I used. I have a huge Makeup Revolution makeup collection, like so much Makeup Revolution makeup in my life, and I just love them. This is almost a 10-minute outro. Wow. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new makeup in action and also some old favourites. What do you think of this makeup look? Let me know down below. I obviously wanted to clark myself in as much makeup as possible, and I think I achieved that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button and leave me a comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.